The leaden gray sky over Toretsk heralded a day of fierce fighting. While the city was still shrouded in darkness, a strange sound, the roar of motorcycle engines from the southeast, signaled the start of a daring breakthrough tactic by the enemy. In less than 2 hours, the momentum on the battlefield shifted unexpectedly. With cold-blooded precision and the support of advanced weaponry, Ukraine's elite Azov forces turned that small sound into the signal to end this mobile campaign. This is the story of the ambush at Toretsk, where a single shot reshaped the battle and proved that in modern warfare, snipers remain strategic arrows capable of determining the outcome of a mobile battle. 4:37 a.m. The night fog was still thick in the mountain passes, obscuring visibility, when an unusual signal appeared on the screen. A Ukrainian reconnaissance UAV, flying at strategic altitude, detected unusual movement. It was not the usual heavy mechanized columns, but a Russian light mobile unit, off-road motorcycles streaking by, interspersed with a few reinforced pickup trucks, all equipped with heavy KPV machine guns ready to unleash high-speed firepower. The enemy's intent was clear: moving in a dispersed formation, using speed and small size to evade long-range radar and infrared scans, seeking a single gap in Ukraine's dense defensive line. They were recklessly crossing the vast open plains, attempting to pierce the spiderweb of defenses to flank Azov's left flank. Even a small group of infiltrators could cause chaos beyond control. The data was sent directly to the Electronic Intelligence Analysis Center. The movement pattern indicated that this was not a spontaneous action. It was an old tactic being reused, this time with more troops and time to strike at the weakest moment of the night. The information was immediately relayed to the unit hiding on the hill, the Azov Brigade sniper team. The tactic was quickly decided: no artillery to maintain secrecy. Instead, an absolutely precise strike aimed at the weak point of the speed tactic, the engine and the commander. The responsibility fell on a single spearhead, the Barrett M82A1, the trump card capable of shattering the enemy's mobile formation. In just a few short minutes, the Ukrainian command activated an almost instantaneous rapid response mechanism. The movement order was transmitted through a fully digitized command and control C2 network. The movement of units was not random, but rather a tactical deployment aimed at maximizing the effectiveness of the opening sniping strike. Azov's long-range sniping team took up positions on the edge of the quarry, considered ideal terrain for controlling visibility and firepower. Their mission was not only to eliminate important targets, but also to create a psychological fog sufficient to slow down the enemy's pace of maneuver. Lying motionless in the cold wind, the Barrett M82A1 was fixed in place, ready to fire with ballistic parameters calculated down to the millimeter. At the same time, a Bayraktar Mini was deployed, shadowing the Russian formation with near-perfect accuracy. This UAV became a constant eye in the sky, transmitting real-time images and coordinates back to the command center, helping the entire ground force make quick and accurate decisions. On the surrounding hillsides, mobile Javelin anti-tank teams occupied high ground. This was a logical position to lock down retreat or reinforcement routes while being ready to strike armored vehicles when necessary. The 122mm Rapid Response Artillery Force is on standby. Firing positions are carefully calculated to block the enemy's escape route in case Russia is forced to turn back and attempt to leave the area. However, all supporting forces only play a secondary and tertiary blocking role. The focus of the tactic lies in the first shot. If the long-range gunner misses even slightly, the enemy mechanized team will quickly disperse, forcing javelin and artillery to intervene more and prolonging the battle beyond what is intended. This was a scenario built on speed, perfect coordination, and absolute faith in the sniper. The only person who could unlock the entire chain of actions in a few short seconds. 5:30 a.m., the Russian mobile group entered the approach point. The silence of the rocky forest was broken by the opening shot, not from artillery, but from a long-range Barrett rifle that had been waiting. The Ukrainian marksman waited for the precise moment when the enemy formation was moving at its highest speed. The accurate shots from a long distance were not intended to create overwhelming firepower, but to strike key points such as engines, observation equipment, or the lead vehicle. Immediately, the mobile formation began to wobble, losing its rhythm, forcing the other vehicles to scatter in confusion. The main objective of the first strike, Phase 2, was activated. On the high ground, the javelin crews began firing at the slowed-down vehicles. Behind them, 122mm artillery and 82mm mortars provided tactical support, used to force the enemy to cluster in the pre-marked area rather than to destroy them. The gunners maintained their firing pace, focusing on targets with a coordinating role or groups of motorcycles trying to break out of the encirclement. Within minutes, the mobile formation was completely broken. Coordination between vehicles vanished. Speed, their main strength, was now gone. Instead of a coordinated advance, the battlefield was left with only small, scattered groups, passive and easily surrounded by Ukrainian support forces. 6:10 a.m., Ukrainian reconnaissance teams, supported by light mobile vehicles and infantry, entered the combat zone to assess the situation and ensure there were no remaining risks. Above, UAVs completed their scan, clearly showing the whole picture. Russian motorcycles and armored vehicles scattered across the field. Many still intact but hastily abandoned. Evidence of the chaos in their formation and the failure of the assault. From the rear, Russia attempted to turn the tide with long-range fire support, firing at estimated coordinates to rescue the mobile group. But without forward scouts to guide them, the barrage fell on empty ground, having no effect on the Ukrainian formation. On the front line, as Russian motorcycle groups attempted to fire back to clear an escape route, they hoped to create a gap large enough for the entire formation to retreat. However, what they did not expect was that Ukraine had set up secret firing points along the hillside, including snipers, light mobile units, and support gun positions. These points had been prepared with optimal firing angles, completely controlling the enemy's direction of movement. As soon as the Russian motorcycles appeared, accurate fire from these positions immediately overwhelmed them. neutralizing all counterattack efforts. While the Russian mobile groups lost the ability to advance or retreat, their rear lines were unable to provide support. Ukraine's 122mm rapid response artillery, which had locked down the retreat route from the early stages, now began to control all potential mobility lines that Russian reinforcements could use. This blocked all enemy plans for distant support before they could take shape. At 6:45 a.m., Russia had completely lost the initiative. The frontline forces were destroyed and cut off. Reinforcements were unable to intervene, and all access routes were tightly controlled by Ukrainian firepower. Mission accomplished. The battle lasted just over 2 hours from the moment the Russian mobile spearhead was detected, but its repercussions went far beyond those of a typical raid. Reporters з української reconnaissance units noted a remarkable fact. For many days afterward, Russian forces completely seized all attempts to penetrate the Toretsk area, while also significantly reducing their use of motorcycles and high-speed mobile vehicles, a type of tactic that Moscow had considered its trump card on narrow-terrain battlefields. This shows that Ukraine's new defense system not only stopped an attack, but also struck directly at the enemy's tactical thinking, forcing them to abandon their plan for a lightning attack that relied heavily on the elements of surprise. In Toretsk, the elements of surprise did not come from Russia's speed, but from Ukraine's absolute proactivity. As they were aware of every movement, every signal, and every possible direction of maneuver. As the sun began to rise above the muddy trenches, the early light illuminated the thin wisps of smoke lingering from the battle. In the rugged and cold terrain of Toretsk, Ukrainian soldiers understood that this victory did not come from firepower or technology, but from perseverance. From the sleepless nights they spent guarding each position, and from their determination to defend every meter of land beneath their feet. No victory is absolute, but each day they held the defensive line, brought their homeland one day closer to safety. And it was at dawn that day, amid the cold wind blowing down from the hillsides and the mist hovering over the ground, that a truth of modern warfare was reaffirmed. A truth that all military doctrine must respect. Sometimes just one shot at the right moment is enough to change the course of a battlefield. But within that truth lies a deeper reality. To achieve that shot, it takes not only skill, but also the calmness, keen observation, and steely spirit of those who chose to stand on the front lines. The victory at Toretsk was therefore not just a victory of tactics or weapons, but a victory of will, of pride, and of a nation that refuses to back down in the face of any challenge. The victory at Toretsk was therefore not just a victory of tactics or weapons, but a victory of will, of pride,